but it's not before midnight. Yeah. It's getting cold. I'm not sure, actually. So I work for
She did. She went and got us some oranges because we need them for our experiment on the next half. We need them for our practice. Yes. So she should be back shortly. Yeah. All right, let me make sure this is not her. All right. You can go ahead. Are you going to do the introduction or me? All right. So great day, everyone. Welcome to today's session in the Nirodha Treatment Center. My name is Tiffany King. I am MS in educational psychology, and I also am a certified meditation and vinyasa yoga teacher, right, and trainer. And I do this work. My work goes mostly with children, right? So as a former educator, I developed a program where I now go back into some of the same schools that I once was a full-time teacher in, and I teach them mindfulness practices, sort of like what we're going to do today. But I also work with individuals as age 93. So I range from babies and I like to call it intergenerational, right? Because I'm crossing generations. Sometimes there's families that come together and communities that come together and do this practice together, right? So the unique part about me is that I get to work with individuals ranging from 6 weeks old to 93. And it is very good work because it's different at each level, right? And I think that the children tend to learn best and easiest. They're ready for yoga. They are. And I say, let's do yoga. They get in the tree pose. They get into lotus. They are cobra. They're kind of ready and pure, I would say. Nobody has gotten to them and made them think like that's strange or you shouldn't be doing that. So they're very receptive to that. So today we're going to practice mindfulness as we do here each Saturday, but we're going to practice with the senses. Okay. So we're going to use the sense of touch, taste, and smell, right? And how we can be mindfulness when we're doing things such as eating. Yes. Yes, that is. That's one of I love to eat too. I do have a special relationship with food. Okay, I do. I love to eat. I will admit that. But being mindful when we do that, right? And also, often our minds are everywhere, and it's sort of let me find a word. Sometimes it could be a challenge, or we are made to feel guilty about doing one thing and keeping our mind focused on that one thing. And we start to feel like, oh, we should be doing this and this. But really, it's a cool thing to focus on one thing, keeps that nervous system down. Okay? And then when you're doing one thing, you're really doing that one thing the best. Doing multitasking, we've all learned how to do it, but we really shouldn't be doing that because we're not giving any one thing our attention when we're doing that. Good thing we're cool enough to make it look like it's all great, right? But we're spreading our attention. And to me, when I try to do that, that makes me really nervous and overwhelmed, if I'm honest. Like, I could do it. Most women, we can. We're great, right? We rule the world. But when we do that, if we admit it, after it's over, we're like, glad that's over and really never want to do that again. And then a few weeks later, we pick it right back up and start all of these duties that a lot of times are overwhelming to us. We just make them seem like they're okay, right? but being mindful when we eat, being mindful when we're just, what does it feel like, the food that we're going to eat? What does it smell like? What does it really taste like? Because the more and more I get to mindfulness, the more I'm understanding that I'm not really touching the food to know what that feels like. I'm not really, all the time knowing, like, is this a sour, sweet combo taste? Is it a hot? So, it's like, okay, we're just eating it. After a few bites, you just eat it. Sometimes even if it doesn't really taste good to you, you're like, well, I got to eat something. And we just eating it, right? Being mindful when we're doing that, right? Because all of this goes into a holistic portion. Like, sometimes we're wondering why we can't gain weight. That used to be my thing. Or why we can't lose weight, but we're not really being mindful. We're not. Right? Say it.
Just eat.
We're just eating.
Just to have something
just
in your hands and your mouth.
Right? We just eat it. Just, yeah. And so being mindful with that, because mindfulness is a practice that after you continue to do it becomes you, and you just start being mindful doing the laundry, mindful loving one another, mindful cleaning, mindful, because you're just in the moment and there and really in tune with what's going on and how you're feeling. Right? Mindfulness has been a tremendous help to my life. I once was just so anxious, not regulated, so scared, so frightened. But going inside and being mindfulness has helped me to kind of be a new person and create a new personality. Cool. So we're going to stop for a little bit. Anybody have any questions, concerns, any comments that they would like to say about that first little portion?
How 6 months old, how do you do yoga or breathing?
Okay.
Just curiosity. Sorry, I know this
Nope.
is all tangent.
Not really, because I brought it up. Not really. But it's not off tangent. It really is right on target, right? Because that's when we start learning things. We really learn things in the womb, right? And so some people actually teach their child mindfulness while they're in the womb. They have on music, they're soothing, they uh, have mindfulness recordings that they use. So what would actually happen if this was a 6-month-old, right? Of course, somebody would have to bring the baby, right? So it's called baby and me yoga. And it could be your grandchild, your niece, your neighbor's child, any baby that you feel like, oh, we want to do yoga with, right? And you come and basically you're just soothing the baby with the technique. So I might say, let's stretch the baby's legs and let's massage the baby and let's stretch their arms, right? But what you're really doing is making this part of their subconscious mind, right? And kids are sponges. Right? So I also used to be an educator. I don't know if I said that. High school and preschool. Because I wanted to find out where this self-regulation or not being able to and this anxiety started. And lo and behold, it starts at that age. It does. We're just passing it off. We don't really know what it is. Right? And so it starts that young. And so I had the great idea of why not start practicing with them that young. And kids just take up everything. Watch them. Whatever you put in front of them, that's what they're going to do. If it's good or not so good, if you put them in front of it and let the child ingest that, they're going to do it because they're learning. And 0 to 7 is the most learning stage for a child. So whatever we put, and you be, like I said, you'll be surprised when I could say it to a 2-year-old and I'm like, come on, let's do yoga. They are like, tree pose, lotus, they're ready for yoga. Don't ask me why. I don't know why they are yet, but I just take it they're pure and innocent, and their bodies kind of know at that age what their body needs. And no one has told them, you can't do that. That's weird stuff. Stop doing that. That's when you stop doing it. Because now that I'm here, I used to be yoga when I was a kid too. All of this stuff is like, oh, it was far, far away. But now that you got it back, it's like, that's who I was before. Influential people, not meaning to. Somebody had told them that too. Started saying, Tiffany, stop gazing off. That's weird. What are you doing that weird stuff? And it's sort of embarrassing to the people. Because last night I saw a child doing this. Seriously. And I knew what she was doing. And she was just gazing off whatever she was. And the people that were with her saw me looking and thought that I was judging her, but I really was like, oh, she's there. She's in her own little innocent world. Like, she's still childlike. And they began to ridicule the child. Quit doing that weird stuff. I told you about doing that weird stuff. You're always doing that weird stuff. And it reminded me, oh, that's how people that I was doing this in front of, because they think that she didn't know that I knew what the child was doing. And by me looking and being appeased with it, really, she began to get embarrassed and started telling the child. And I knew then, oh, she keeps doing that, the child's going to eventually stop doing that because she doesn't want to upset the caregiver. Yeah. Yeah. So the kids, they're ready for it. You got kids in your life?
Grandkids.
Ask them. Ask them. Just do an experiment. Say, you want to do some yoga? Yeah. One of them might say no because, you know, people, but most of them are going to say, yeah, and get in whatever pose they know. Watch. Do it. When you get with them, do it. And then come back and tell us how that worked. Okay? Cool. All right. Anybody else?
Last week, I have to share this.
Cool.
Julie and I teach at the monastery. So last week was the first time. Well, the class started 2 weeks ago. Last week, I asked the kids to bring the yoga mat, and the ages was from 8 till 17. Put the kids together, and they were just giggling. I mean, they were so new to this thing, the yoga thing. But I have to tell them, you know what, the benefits you will get if you do this, and just enjoy it. Make fun. Oh my God, I have a yoga instructor on the screen, and they follow, and they were just giggling at the beginning. But towards the end, even the boys were doing it, rocking their body up and down. I think, you know, if we can get the kids to get used to that. Oh, you know, they think it's weird. They think it's not for kids. But if you make it fun, they'll learn it. Why did the boys later on do it? Because I think they feel their body stretching out. They feel good, so they started to do it.
Oh yeah, children like to move.
Yeah.
The children love to move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we teach the kids first to talk and walk, and then we teach them to be quiet and sit down. Stay put. So maybe when we teach them to talk and walk, to teach them the proper way to walk and talk, there wouldn't be the problem later on.
That's a good point.
That's the work that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
If we teach them at young,
Yeah.
and then they don't think it's weird. Because the reason why they giggle is because in Western society, if we're being honest, this stuff is weird. Yeah. Yeah. It's still weird to some of the people in my family. They're like, what are you doing, Tiffany? You're on the wrong path. And I'm like, I know. The one less traveled. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we are. And a lot of us have been programmed to think that this stuff is like, oh, they're doing some weirdo stuff. But you're just connecting inside to your source. And I think that the younger I teach these children this, then they don't have to fight that barrier. It's like part of them. Right? It's like part of them. And then we build communities that they just become used to that. That's the work we do. Cool. Anybody else want to comment, concern, thought?
I worked in preschool, and what you were saying
Yes. So in preschool, you never heard of conscious discipline? Because that's where
I'm not education background or
Okay.
anything. I was literally a stay-at-home mom who went into work part-time in preschool.
Okay.
But just after having my kids and then seeing other people's kids, it was very interesting. You know, how some of the kids, just like you said, could not regulate.
Yes.
How helpful is that?
Thank you. Yes, and it's a tool. It's a tool that has to be taught, though. It does. It has to be taught for somebody. Self-regulation and conscious discipline is not something that we just say, oh, we have. No, It's something that has to be consciously taught. And that's what I asked about conscious discipline, because in preschool, they did have this concept. It's called conscious discipline. It was a concept. Was it really taught? I'm not going to say it was. There you go. She did. But what I did was piggyback off that, develop the program, and then started teaching. Right? They couldn't say I couldn't, because you say that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to breathe with them and teach them how to breathe, not just say, go breathe for a second. Okay, who does? You just gonna breathe regular. Okay, I'm back. Right? So it's actually a tool that has to be taught. Right? And most parents are in survival mode. We know how to feed you, clothe you, bathe you, get you to school back and forth. But these soft life skills, oh, we don't really even think we're gonna need that. We'll be fine without those. Right? But it is a taught skill. Cool. All right. So Lucretia's here. She won't miss anything. Listen, we'll go ahead and start with our first mindfulness tool, right? And it's going to be connecting to your heart, right? And the heart beats in many different places in our bodies. We know that, right? But are we really able to feel those places? Have we really taken that time to really feel the heartbeat in the heart? Maybe in the foot, maybe in the arm or the thumb or the fingers, right? Those are all mindfulness things, right? And with mindfulness, you're really going inside, right? You're learning who you are, right? And who you want to become, right? But it's really hard to learn who you are when you really don't know yourself, right? So the heart, we're going to start with the lesson today, and we're going to work on really being mindful in hearing or feeling, more feeling, because you're not going to hear it. Well, you may, I'm not going to tell you what, but feeling the heartbeat in different areas of your body and being mindful of that pulse and what it feels like to you, right? So let's go ahead and start to bring ourselves down to a more calming position. And you can find a position to sit in that feels good to you, right? So that may be extended, that may be sitting with the legs crossed. Move around and find out what feels good to you. Because another thing is, we're often having to do what everyone else is doing and acting like that's fun. And honestly, it's not, right? Because I'm going to grab me a chair. I like to do this experiment or this exercise activity in a chair, right? And that's just because I like to put my feet on the ground and do different things so that I can really feel, right? But again, it's your choice, right? All right. So I like to sit with my back up and put my feet onto the ground so that I can really hear, right? And we're going to start. Would you like another?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One place. Wow,
That's
that's okay.
Okay.
It's huge.
Mhm. And so we're going to start with putting our right hand over our heart, right? And you may want to close your eyes, right? Because the thing about our eyes are our only external portal that transmits activity to the brain. So whenever we close our eyes, we begin to allow the brain to shut down its activity. The nervous system begins to calm, and the outside distractions become less. And I want you to just breathe your regular breathing. And once you're able to feel the heartbeat, now we all know that if we raise our heartbeat, the beat would be more profound, right? And I want you to feel what it feels like when you're calm, when you feel safe and secure, right? And this heartbeat and the blood from the heartbeat moves throughout the entire body. And I want you to take the hand from the heart and bring it down to your lap and turn the palm upward. Bring your breath and your attention to the right palm and see if you're able to feel the heartbeat in the right palm. If you're not able to feel it, be gentle and kind with yourself, compassionate, and just breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Move that attention to the right thumb. See if you can feel the heartbeat or the pulse in the right thumb. Next, bring your attention and your breath to the left leg. See if you're able to feel the heart pulse in the left leg. Just be mindful and connecting through the body, through the senses. Bring your energy and your awareness to your left foot. See if you're able to feel the pulse in the left foot. Bring your breath and your awareness to the left big toe. See if you're able to feel the heart pulse in the left toe. Stay with your breathing. Stay connected. Now, move that energy and that breath to the right foot. See if you're able to feel the heart pulse in the right foot. The right leg. If the left palm is not turned over, turn it over. Bring the energy and awareness to the left palm. The left pointer finger. On your next exhale, into wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly opening up the eyes. Maybe blink a few times before opening the eyes completely. All right. Now let's talk a little bit. Let's talk. Cool. So, who was able to feel the pulse in the heart? Most of us are able to feel that, even if it's really faint, right? I didn't want to get our heart rate up so it can, right? Because if we do that, it'll definitely feel it. But when you're calm, right? So you know what it's supposed to feel like when you're calm, when you're settled, right? It's really faint. Just like that small, still voice, but it's there. You were able. What about your right palm? Who was able to feel it there? Cool, right? The left leg. That wasn't really, it was a challenge for me to feel on my right side in general, for me. Okay. Okay. It's sort of like that for me. It got a little faint there. Thumb, fainter, but I could, okay. Okay. I could really, really feel it in my left leg. It started like, to me, energizing. Like, okay, you feel that. You even feel some tingling with that. Like it's a little sensation. When I got to the left foot, it definitely was like, okay, you feel that. But on the right side, it wasn't that. I am. I am right-handed. Um, and I could say that I've been in the past more left side brain thinking, more logical. It's black and white. Right? Here recently, I'm seeing more in color, literally, like literally. I wasn't seeing. It's always been there because the leaves change every season. Seriously, it has. But here recently with mindfulness, I've been actually seeing that and like, oh, that's wonderful. That looks awesome, right? Uh, Coming out of that left side logical brain and merging with the right emotional too and kind of making it. So to me, I'm like, okay, I can see why you more left side energy. That's kind of where you have been. You know, there's this or that. There's no in between. There's no. The more I'm growing, I'm like, it is. You know, just like 1 + 1 is 2, but there's still a lot of spaces in there before you get to 1. 0.000.11. Still, you know what I'm saying? But we don't think about it like that, right? We've kind of been taught just 1 + 1 is 2. There's nothing in between there, but it is. Right? So that's what it kind of means to me. Like, okay, Tiffany, you could feel there, and it's beginning to rise up, but it's still a little bit more less energized than your left side logical. Right? And merging that together. That's just for me. I'm not saying that's for everybody. Right? What about when we got back to the left palm inside? How was that? Could you feel that? And what did it feel like?
A weaker left side, right side is where I can feel it. I can feel it whole my body. right now. It's the most amazing thing. I never done this before. And I can feel my heartbeat for my body, when I'm not speaking. And I was very surprised.
Cool. Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool, cool,
yeah.
cool, 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 cool. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
wonderful.
Cool. Thank you.
Calm me down just instant. Just tuning into the heartbeat.
Because sometimes some of the other practices are a little more challenging to calm down, right? But I kind of find tuning into the heartbeat is like one of the easiest ways to like get yourself to calm down. Like just it's so amazing, I guess, for real. It is amazing when you just feel this little, and you're like, oh, that's really what it feels like when I'm quiet, when I'm secure and safe. Like it really feels good.
And then you can feel whole your body.
You can feel the entire energy going.
And it's real.
And it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
It is very, very real. Cool.
I never done this for the first time.
Never?
Never.
So this your first time coming to this class too?
No, I've been
This
doing for a long
activity.
time,
Oh, okay.
this, feeling happy.
Yes. Okay.
And of course, I feel my breath,
Mm-hmm.
but not happy.
Yes.
But the whole of my body is vibrating.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That means the energies and the chakras are being energized. You know, I love that, right? Anybody else?
Yeah, very simple.
And that's another thing that mindfulness is teaching me. That we have been programmed to think life is supposed to be so hard. And if we're not doing hard things, and if we're not going and just working, then we're not really doing anything. But I like what she said. It's just simple.
Simple and deep.
Simply and deep and worth it, right? And rewarding. And once you kind of get in your flow, or we call it the vortex, that's how life really is. You're like, I've been fighting all this time against the current. My new thing is this though. When you watch water, and I used to didn't be a water person either. I just want to land. I don't need all that. But when you watch water, if water comes upon a boulder or a boogie or anything that's obstructive in its way, it doesn't keep on trying to go that way. It splits. It goes around whatever is obstructing its view or its way, and then it connects back and keeps going like a stream. And really, that's what mindfulness is teaching me, that to me, it's going to be obstacles. There are going to be things that may even seem like a challenge if you look at them like that. But if you see it as an opportunity, and if the current is going this way, you just go with it for a little bit, and you'll come back around and you'll connect with your stream, and you'll be right back to moving forward, right? But water doesn't go against the current. It goes with it, and it just flows. And if something comes up, it just goes around just as smoothly. Just watch it. It just be like, I thought I was going that route, but I got to take a right turn and come back around and just flow. Cool. All right, let's go to our next. It's going to be about feeling. I'm going to go get some napkins because you're going to need some. It's the juice, right? Because we're going to actually eat these things too. Be right back. All right. All right. All right, so we got have napkins for everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Right, and you can just pass them around if you like. All right, so everybody's going to take an orange. Right? Everybody's going to take an orange, and I'll let you pass that around too. You can take your own orange. Thank you. Mm-hmm. We need some more? Probably. Thank you. Okay, make sure. Okay, so this next one is about feeling and tasting, right? Feel, taste, and smell, actually. We are. So I want you to just start first with just feeling, or you can smell it first. right? But just roll it around in your hands and feel what your orange feels like. Is it smooth? Is it a little bumpy, rough? Right? Same bag, so we just saw that, right? Same come out of the same bag of oranges, right? Is it smooth? Is it a little bumpy? And what does it look like? Is it perfectly round? Does it have a few dents in it? We don't really think about this when we're going to eat an orange, do we? We just grab one out the box. We say, okay, and we just get the peeling. Apple, whatever. Very seldom do you see a person rolling it in their hands. And if we do, we'll be like, what are you putting your hands all over it for, right? So I was back there doing that earlier with the oranges. And I saw a couple of looks, because then I grabbed the apple. I was like, no, we can't really use the apple. The apple is not going to give us what we really want here. And then I was like, they're probably thinking, why is she handling all the fruit like that, right? But I was looking for certain things. Is it firm? Right? Is your orange firm, or is it a little mushy? Right? What does it smell like? Nothing. Does it smell like citrus? Yeah, right. Does it smell like your hand cream now that you've rubbed it all over there? All right. Smells good. What smells good to you? What is a good smell? All right. Okay.
I smell more of the candle. Sorry, I'm smelling more of the candle.
Or if you scratch it a little bit.
Yes, there you go. Because oranges, for a lot, they really don't smell that much until you like maybe scratch it, because you got to scratch some of that skin off. If you scratch it, right? If you scratch it, even over the candle, you can smell the citrus. I can. Yes, right? You right? So if you get maybe aggravated a little bit, if that's a word, like make it a little, peel your orange. Right? Peel your orange. Is it challenging to peel? Is it easy? You don't? Okay. We'll talk about that in a minute. I like that.
I gotta tell you a funny story. I grew up in Romania in communism.
Okay.
To have oranges or Coke or anything like this was considered Western capitalism, and it was not encouraged.
Okay.
Quite the opposite. And my dad was in a position that he was able to bring us oranges. He'd come in the morning early before we went to school and brought us oranges. And I knew they were not allowing us to have chocolate. So I had a friend at school that her mom wanted oranges, and every morning I was putting my fingernails in orange, like I would have eaten a lot of them, and I would have taken them to school and given them to this girl that her mom was sending money, and I would have buy chocolate with those money.
Oh, so you
So always
learned how to barter at a young age. Like, no, you were just getting what you wanted.
I was creative.
And you, there you go. And you probably still are now, aren't you?
But even today, if I smell orange, it reminds me of that.
Yes, you were very creative. Right? And so we would use words like that, though, and be like, you're mischievous. But then that kind of draws the creativity out of a kid, if you think about it, because then they think that's a bad word.
I knew exactly. I was in elementary school.
And you knew exactly what you were doing, though, didn't you? You were being creative. Like, she likes oranges, I like chocolate. Why can't we just trade off a little
But
bit?
I was telling my dad, see, I ate all my nails.
You're right. Cool. How does it feel when you peel your orange? Cool. It smells really good now, right? It smells really good. Now, Lucretia says she doesn't like to eat oranges for what reason? Okay.
I don't like to peel them.
Okay.
Just like my husband.
And why not?
I just don't like that. Yeah. Well, it wasn't that bad today. I remember learning, rub it, get it soft, so then the peel comes off easier. So rubbing it like today, feeling it, and I was smushing it. So it feels a lot easier.
Cool. I don't think when I was younger, I used to like peel oranges for that reason too. I didn't like to have to dig down in there and use that. It doesn't bother me so much now because I particularly like orange. because their skin is kind of harder. Yeah, and tougher. Was your orange smooth or rough? See, my peeling was really, really smooth. The peeling. But I could see that some of your peelings was bumpy. Like yours was a little bumpy, was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now it doesn't mean the actual orange,
It's soft.
the peel.
Oh,
This.
peel. Peel is
Yes.
soft.
Was your peel smooth or bumpy?
Okay.
Yeah. Cause see, like I could see yours. I was like, hers is kind of looking bumpy, right? But it all came out the same bag. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that means, I cannot eat.
Well, you could eat it.
Oh,
That's what I was about to say. You can do something with this peel. You can dry it out. You can use it for face. Not right now, I don't
not
think.
right now.
But you can use this for.
The orange concentrate, they ground the whole thing up with sugar. That's
It
it.
really tastes good. And then
Yeah.
so much nutrition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Orange, so much nutrition. So good, so delicious.
this is really good. Does it take bitter or sweet? You don't like oranges?
Sweet and juicy.
Oh,
You don't like
I got you. You don't agree with your system? I'm sorry. Okay. Is it bothering you though to do this activity? Just if you eat it. Okay. Was your peel smooth or bumpy? Was your orange? Was it firm? When we were squeezing it, was it firm? Was it a little mushy? Did it have dents in it? It was firm? Pretty firm. They're pretty fresh. They are.
Juicy and delicious.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Is it sour or sweet?
Sweet.
Most of these are pretty sweet. Mine is sweet. Yours is sour?
I
I was
guess
waiting.
It's sour for me. It may not be sour. I pass it around. Some people may not feel that.
That's it.
It's sour.
Mm-hmm.
But for me,
Okay. Mine seems like a combo.
For you, it's what?
I think it's orangey.
for you, for me, it's sour.
Sour. Oh,
But I mean,
Orangey.
you have different level of taste.
yeah.
Okay.
Citric is both sweet and
Because that's what I was going to say. Mine is kind of a combo. Like one bite is sour, one bite is sweet, and it's combo.
I eat lemons too.
Me too. I eat limes.
Try them like that. You're like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is a sweet and sour, but more sweet side.
More sweet side.
Yeah. And then it's very enjoyable.
Oh. But being mindful, right? How often do we really do this with food? Do we really? It's a great way to find out if you have an allergy against something too, right? But most of the time, we're just scuffing the food down, mixing it together, and just not even thinking about what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, right? But these are all things about being mindful and finding out. Like, I don't work well with my body. She's like, nope, I know enough about that. I've done this, right? But finding out what feels good. Like, I particularly like oranges. Maybe you don't, right? But finding that out, because when we're young, a lot of stuff we gotta eat, right? You like, put it in front of you, eat it or else, right? But just learning to be mindful even when we're eating. And I like the uniqueness of it's the same bag of oranges, right? But they were different shapes, they were different textures, they even taste different. We had different smells. And that really relates to me on that's how we all are, right? But we're all human, we're all people, but we just have so many differences, and we can all be in the same bag. We can all be in the same space, right? And coexist even with our differences when we're mindful. When we're mindful. Cool. All right. So, our last little experiment again. If she told you anything about me or you've been here before, I do a lot of work with the chakras, right? Yes. You know about chakras? Oh, okay, cool. So that's what's getting energized in your body when we were practicing the heart. And so we're going to do a little small meditation, guided meditation. We're going to go through the chakras. Okay? You guys could just get centered. You can lay down. You can sit up straight. We do have some mats over there, right? So take a minute for Lucretia. She knows what she's going to do. So I was like, say, she knows what she's going to do. Get comfortable, right? If you want me to throw away your orange things, I'll throw them away really quick. You probably want me to throw that away. You're like, I don't have any use for that anymore, Tiffany.
True.
And, and we'll transition. And I'll be right back, right? Get comfortable.
Okay. You go.
Thank you. Yep, you're going to get a mat? Cool. All right. I'm going to get us some music. I want to cover up my mic. Mm-hmm. Oh, we can move these chairs because nobody is here. And move these back. Now, most importantly, I'd like for you all to remember, though, this is you all's practice, especially when we get to this part. I'm just the guide. What I mean by that is I'm led by the energy of you all. Okay? But if your body says, oh, I'm tired of sitting up, I want to lay down, or I want to move around, please don't feel like you are confined to these movements, right? Because one thing I learned about yoga is your body or mindfulness. The reason why we're doing this is to get in tune with who we are and to stop being bossed around, right? Seriously, and stop saying, oh, Tiffany, whatever you want to do is what I want to do, which is totally false. You know what I'm saying? You want to do what you want to do. But we're so used to those type of answers, right? But follow your body. Mindfulness teaches you that your body does know what your body needs, right? So if your body says, oh, I want to move around, oh, I want to get up and walk around with Tiffany and do some mindfulness walking. Do not feel like you're being offensive to me at all. It's important that you follow your body because that is the work that we're doing here, learning how to be connected inwardly and following our bodies without intimidation, without limitation, without boundaries, without guilt or shame, right? Knowing what your body needs and you're okay with giving your body that. Cool, right? So just bring yourself to a comfortable position. And again, that could be lying down, it could be sitting up with your legs crossed, it could be on your side, whatever feels comfortable to you in your body. That's the position, right? I want you to begin to deepen your breath, right? And one way that we deepen our breath is by taking deep inhales in through our noses, and the belly begins to fill, and the air comes up through the lungs and the chest. When we exhale, we draw our navel back towards our spine. That means bring the navel back and contract the belly and let that dry, stale energy come up and out of the body. So inhale and feel the belly, the lungs, the chest. Exhale and draw the navel back towards the spine. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And the invitation is to close the eyes if that's comfortable. Once again, when we close our eyes, which are our only external portal that transmits activity to our brains, we begin to allow the body to mind to calm down and the outside distractions come less and less. If closing your eyes is not comfortable, find a focal point that's right in front of you where you can begin to gaze the eye, allowing the mind to become still and calm. And the body is soft free of tension. So notice the spaces within your body. Maybe the jaws and the cheeks, or the teeth being held tight where they're clenching. Maybe create a small space between the lips to allow the air to move freely through the body. The neck and the shoulders. Unawarely, we tend to hold our shoulders high and shrugged up towards our ears, even when we're resting. So notice your shoulders. If you're holding them high and shrugged up towards the ears, bring the shoulders down and away. There you go. Allow the arms to rest in the lap, heavy like noodles, or maybe the palms on the knees. If you're lying on your back, just allow the arms to rest out and to become part of the earth. The shoulders are resting, and imagine they're melting and becoming part of the source, the earth. Just let those shoulders come down and away from your ears and allow them to open and melt into the mat. Feel how safe and secure, how you feel that you're supported and loved and that you belong when you're breathing. When you're inhaling clean and new energy, and you're exhaling and you're letting things that you no longer need go. Bring your breath and your awareness to your tailbone, the space in where you sit. And that's called the root chakra. In our root chakra, we hold space for our safety and our security and support and belonging. And see a red light. And imagine that the red light is shining in on the tailbone, on the root chakra. And each time you breathe in clean and new energy, this red light is expanding. And it distributes safety and security, support and belonging throughout the entire body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You're safe. You are secure. You're supported. You're loved. You belong. Any thoughts that come, allow those thoughts. Resist your temptation to judge, to criticize, or to label your thought. Just allow the thought, the feeling that sometimes tends to come with the thought or behind it, and then go back to your breathing. Inhaling clean and new energy, and exhaling and letting go. Bring your breath and your awareness to your sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra is located right beneath our navel and above our genital area. It holds our space for our creativity, our self-expression, and our wellness and balance of thoughts and emotions. Envision an orange beam of light, and orange like the sunrise or the sunset across the sky's horizon. And this orange beam is shining in the sacral area of your body. And it's igniting, distributing creativity, positive self-expression, and wellness and balance throughout your entire body. Each inhale, and as you exhale, let go of things that you no longer need. Breath and energy that no longer suits your well-being. You are creative. You are expressive. And you are well and balanced in your thoughts and within your emotions. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And stay connected to your breathing. Stay inside. Any thoughts that come, allow the thought. Resist your temptation to judge or to criticize your thoughts. Just allow and then return to your breathing. Bring your breath and your awareness to your belly. Our belly is in the center of our lower abdomen. It holds our confidence and boldness, and our personal willpower, belief in ourselves. And see a yellow light, yellow like the rays of the sun. And imagine that the sun is beaming down onto your belly. He's warming up and igniting confidence, strength, boldness, and the willpower needed for you to believe in yourself, that you can create and live the lives of your desires. See that yellow light shining down on your belly, warming up and igniting your confidence, your strength, and your willpower to believe in yourself. That you can create and live the life of your desire. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now that energy that you're feeling rising up in the body, that's your breath. That's your inhale and your exhale, igniting the cells within the body, bringing clean, new energy in, and letting go of dry, stale, no longer needed energy and air, thoughts and breath. Bring that electrifying energy up to your heart and envision the color green. Our heart chakra holds our space for unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, acceptance of self, abundance, and prosperity. See the color green. Green that represents health and wealth, love and abundance. Each time you inhale, love, forgiveness, acceptance is being distributed throughout your entire body. Offer your heart unconditional love. Offer your heart unconditional forgiveness. And offer your heart total acceptance of all parts that make you uniquely who you are. Offer your inner child unconditional love. Offer your inner child unconditional forgiveness. And offer your inner child total acceptance to be who and what you desire. You are worthy. You are enough. And you matter. You are worthy. You are enough. And you matter. You are worthy. You are enough. And you matter. Repeat 3 times to yourself. I am enough. I am worthy. And I matter. I am enough. I am worthy. And I matter. I am enough. I am worthy. And I matter. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale.